What we're actually here to talk about is smart cities. Now, to be really honest, the first thing I did when I knew that I'm talking about smart cities was Google. And I got back a whole bunch of images, as you can see. And one thing which they all had in common was smart cities are cities where information or data combined with intelligence leads to an action. What we are living in these days is what they keep on saying, the data age, the information age. Essentially what they're saying is that we are getting tons and tons and tons and tons of data from all of the sensors around the world. So I have a question for you. If we're saying that sensors are providing all of this data, which is what is creating smart cities, then do you have an idea how many sensors are in this room? Anybody? A guess? Any guess? Anybody? 800. Good figure. Anyone else? Anyone think it's higher, lower? Everyone here has a mobile phone in their pocket. Your mobile phone has got about 14 sensors. There are about 400, let's say there are around 400 people here. That equals 5,600 sensors in this room alone, in your pockets, walking around. And we're not counting here the sensors which are probably here for fire suppression and all of that. So what a smart city is taking all of that data, applying some form of intelligence, and taking an action. That's all. By definition, it means that a smart city is not something which we'll find only in the States, only in Europe. It means that we have everything we need here in Tanzania to make Dar es Salaam, Mwanza, Dodoma, whatever city, whatever village for that matter, a smart city or a smart village. The other thing I'm here to talk about is drones. But Deo is going to talk about what drones have already been used to do here in Tanzania. And what we're talking about here are the cheaper end of the spectrum.
As all we know, Dar es Salaam is the very fattest growing cities in Africa, where about 70% of its area is covered by unplanned settlement. And we estimate to have about 5 million people who are facing the challenges on traffic congestion, unplanned settlement, safe drinking water, also about solid waste generation and the disposal areas. And the main issue also we focus on as a challenge, it's urban flooding. Community mapping innovation, this has been started in 2011 as a pilot study, doing mapping in Tandale wards, with 28 students come to the ground and do mapping by using very simple tools like a GPS and the field paper. Use the Java OpenStreetMap softwares to generate good maps and upload them to OpenStreetMaps. But in 2015, with the collaboration of 10 key stakeholders, we start again like a scale up of that concept. So about 23 wards have been mapped. So with the collaboration of 165 students participated. The method used, the first one is by using drone. As you can see, this is one among my mates, which we used to also to demonstrate the drone to the community on how drone it works. So, and this is a sample of aerial photograph we use too. For those who are doing the GIS softwares, this is a TIFF files. You can open your softwares and then digitizing the buildings. So the resolution is 2.5 centimeters. So it's quite good. You can see each and everything by different zoom level. And this is some kind of the maps which we hand over to the executive officers, which show the general maps of their area. Also, we give the maps which show the drainage system, also the transport system. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dale. The drone which was being used, as Dale was explaining, is this one. It's an EB $20,000 to own. Thanks very much. I'd like to thank the Swiss ambassador here, because it's a company from his country that's supporting us in this. Deo works for the World Bank. That's great. World Bank's here, it's helping us doing mapping. But what you're seeing here in this picture, the first one on the upper side, the guy in the orange shirt, is a guy from Costec, Tanzania, and Deo, so being trained. On the lower picture, you see Costec, Tanzania again, but the person, he is now doing the training. He's training somebody in Zanzibar, a city planner being trained. So this is almost, I think, third hand or fourth hand down the chain, ensuring that not only do we get good maps, but we can continue to update our good maps. I won't even tell you when was the last time the base map of Tanzania was updated. Mtundu, Edward used this word. Mtundu, well, I suppose we all know this word, and it's a word which I suppose tells a lot about how we as Tanzanians have been brought up 50, 60 years ago. Mtundu means naughty, but it also means inquisitive. So the question is, do you encourage your children to be inquisitive? I say yes. I hope we all in here agree with that. And I got my 2 6-month-old girls over there. They're going to be Watundu, for sure. So I sat down in Buni again, the place which is facilitated by Costec, run by J4 and the community. And I said to them, look, I know it's actually quite expensive or difficult to get the little electronic bits here in Tanzania. So I will put out a challenge to you. I'm lucky. I sometimes consult for the World Bank, so I get to travel sometimes. It means I can go out of the country and get $50 bits and pieces here. So I said, what I will do is I will provide the electronics for you guys. But what you have to do is on the 3D printer, which you made yourself here, you have to print the parts. There was a bit of an issue with the 3D printer, but they didn't stop. The real drone hackers turned up, and I call them the real drone hackers. So they are the ones who stepped up who took the challenge to build the frame, and Uhuru Labs, that's one of the hats that I wear, will provide the electronics. And this is them at work. The 3D printer wasn't working at the time, so they got bits of metal. They cut them, they adjusted them, they machined them. This is all happening in Buni. And then eventually they put the drone together and it flew. I told you that there are companies right now in Tanzania who are testing drones for delivery, who are testing drones that can land on a roof, be recharged by solar, and then go back to base. If I told you that, you'd probably say I'm lying. I advise you, go on Google and Google drone delivery in Tanzania. You'll probably find the video. So if we don't do this, somebody else will. So my last remark to all of you is, we can, we should, and God damn it, we will fly.